Okay, I'm live again. I've been doing this several times because I'm inept. I'm sure no one's going to watch this, and what can I expect, But I wanted to try this live stream just for fun. It's Saturday afternoon. It's a beautiful day. It's LA is kind of overcast and kind of moody outside. It's kind of gloomy but bright. The sky is this weird gray fog. I love it. It's great. Days like this are so relaxing. I'm realizing that I need to clean this curtain thing. Look how dirty right here. This is from hands touching it for years. I'm actually in my classroom. This is where I teach from. I sit at this desk and I tutor my students in Korea from LA, and this is my backdrop for teaching. I do see that this table looks pretty bad, as well as this poor little cactus that lost its two little buddies because they rotted, and I think this one might be rotted as well. So that's a problem. Anyway, we're here to pull shadow cards. My box of shadow cards. I love these cards. My friend gave these to me for a gift, birthday gift or something, Christmas gift. I don't remember. But the concept with these cards is you pull a big card and they all have a word on them. We have sad, dance, hurry, comfort, demolish. So we're going to shuffle these up relatively well. Shuffle, shuffle. So you pull a word card, and then the inner card is, and this box, I believe, is from West Elm many years ago. I love this box, and I bought it, and I never had anything to put in it. These cards fit perfectly, so it was amazing. This is the box the cards came in case you're wondering. And I don't think these are available anymore. I tried to look them up online, but I couldn't find them. But there are similar cards. Search shadow cards, and it should be sets of two where you put them together. And you can maybe get something similar. I lost my Amazon affiliates links because no one bought anything over 180 days. The links were clicked, but no one purchased anything, and so that's fine. Yeah, I don't really have a following at this time, but that's okay. I'm doing this for myself mostly, I guess. It's a creative project and fun sometimes. Of course, I would like a community. I'd like to build a community of people who are interested in what I have to say and want to share what they have to say and want to grow and learn and evolve as humans on this 3D in this 3D existence we're currently experiencing as spiritual beings having human experiences, and grow and learn and become something more. We limit ourselves so much. But let's get back to the cards. There are pictures on the cards. Some of them it's kind of, what's that? An empty card. Ooh, I never saw that one before. Ooh, interesting. So yeah, anyway, the cards have pictures. Put it inside and you make a little concept, and then you say, what does this mean to you? So since I'm doing this live stream to an audience of one, myself, I will interpret the cards myself then. So I don't want to look. I want to pull a card. I'm gonna feel like this is the card. This is my word card, and it says time, time. And then we'll pull a picture card without looking, and we will. This is the one here. Ooh. So it appears. Oh, wow. I think I've gotten this one before. It's a picture of someone drawing a picture of themselves drawing. Interesting. Does that mean anything to you, audience? My audience of audience of zero out there. What does this mean to you? Well, let me take a good look at this and think for a moment. Time. So I'm going to say this picture is about reflecting on your own actions and reflecting on your own reality and seeing that what you think is reality is not reality. It's your interpretation of your reality. Time is interesting for me because at this point in my life, I feel as though the time that I have to create anything, to experience this physicality that I have now, this life as Edward, the time is running out. My body is always sending signals that it's tired, that it's kind of breaking down a little. So I feel like for me, time represents a precious commodity that I have not used wisely. I feel as though I have not used my time wisely in this go round. This go round as Edward. Have I used it wisely in other incarnations that I've had before Edward that I don't remember? I don't know. I would love to know, though. Yeah, what does time mean to you? Do you feel as though you have a lot of time left? I think being young, I felt like kind of that they had all the time in the world. I had all the time in the world. There was no rush. And so I wasted years and years doing nothing to improve myself or move myself forward. At one point, I remember I had lost a job. I got hired as a graphic artist with no art experience, and it was kind of a miracle. I got hired by this newspaper, like a print newspaper, to set ads, to design ads with the graphics and the copy that the client wanted. So that was awesome. I was doing art for a living, and I kind of blew it. I kind of goofed around. I wasn't productive. I took it for granted. And when I got laid off, because the paper, even back then, this was like 30 years ago, newspapers were kind of in the decline. But I got laid off, and I spent probably a good solid 6 to 9 months just sitting at my parents' house, not showering, watching reruns of this show called Family Ties, which I had never watched when it originally was on, but it was in syndication in the afternoon. I spent most of my day sleeping. I would get up and watch Family Ties in the afternoon. My mom would make dinner. I would take my dinner into my room while my parents ate out in the kitchen. And I would just sit and watch Family Ties, and then I would go to sleep. And I don't know, I guess maybe I was depressed or what, but instead of getting up and getting back to looking for a job and saying, okay, well, you have this on your resume now. You were an artist. Maybe you can get a job doing this somewhere else, or anything to get me moving. But I just sat in the house and did nothing for a long time. And I didn't think at that point that time would eventually run out as this in this particular life. I mean, I guess I knew that, but I didn't really think about it. It kind of feels like when you're young that you have all the time in the world. Um, and this is also art. This is an artist. So this whole thing is bringing back that whole time in my life when I had something that was a start on a path that I could have followed and expanded upon. And today, 30 some years later, what could I have built? What would I be working as an artist? Would I have gone to school and kept up with technology, with art, and made a career of it? Maybe, but I just got so defeated. I felt so defeated, and I just gave up. And that happened so many times in my life, and that's where I am now. I'm kind of without a career. I mean, I'm a teacher, but but not really a teacher, more like a tutor, an online tutor, and I love my students. I love talking to my students, but it's not really a career and it doesn't pay well, so it's not like I have enough money basically coming in to even support myself with this tutoring job. But that's what this means to me. What's the point? Is there a good is there a good reason to think about this and remember this? Cards. Why did you send me this message? Just to make me sad and feel like a failure? Maybe. Okay, here's a message. It's never too late. It's never too late. You're still alive. You can still do stuff. You can still make something of this life, even if you feel like you wasted 3/4 of your life already. Maybe if you're lucky, you have a quarter of your life left, like me. And a quarter of your life, even though your body's kind of not as strong as it used to be, you're tired, your hips hurt all the time, walking around, ugh, tired. but you're still alive, so don't give up. Let's pull one more, and then we will wrap it up. I see, oh, the chat is going crazy. There's no one here. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card. Let's see. This one is old, of course, old. The cards are giving me, the cards are being sassy now. The cards called me old. Well, okay, no, I know that. Let me see. This will be interesting. What is the picture going to be here? Is it this one? I think so. Oh, it's a it's a dead fish. So what do you think of a fish? A dead fish? Smelly? Old and smelly. Is that what the cards are telling me? Old, an old fish. Let's go beyond the obvious. What can I make of this beyond the obvious? It looks like there are, maybe that's wood. Is the fish on a table or a cutting board? It's not in the water, so it's either dead or dying. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. If you're a fish and you're in this position, this is not an ideal position for you to be in. Is there anything you can do at this point? Probably not. You are helpless. You're helpless in this position because as a fish on a wooden board out of the water, either dead or dying, you're kind of powerless. But if you are a human and you're old, even if you're in a position where your body is failing and you feel like you're helpless, your situation is hopeless, that's when you go within. You find your way of coping, but also more than coping, better than coping. You discover the truth of what you truly are. You are not an old fish dying on a piece of wood. You are a soul who is currently experiencing this death as a fish. But you will soon be back in spirit form, and everything you learned from this experience as an old fish will be valuable information. So, and I do realize that. I do feel as though, even though it seems like I made a lot of poor choices in this life, and this life turned out in a way that is not optimal in terms of, me having money and having a lot of material things, that there's got to be good and important lessons I can take from this. And in that way, there are no mistakes. There is no wrong choice because everything is an opportunity to learn. So, today's cards are telling me not to dwell on past mistakes. Take a lesson from everything that you've been through. Eventually, when the time comes and you are no longer in this particular body and life, human life, everything will have value for you. And keep trying and keep going as long as you are able, as long as you're physically able. And even if you are not able, even if you were like this fish, pretty much with no choice, no choices, it makes me think of my dad, who was, after a stroke, was in the hospital for a couple years, unable to speak, and one side of his body was paralyzed, and he basically had to rely on nurses to care for him, everything from feeding him to cleaning him, which has got to be the most humiliating way to live. And I can't imagine what went through his mind during those times, but I can only hope that he was able to find peace and lessons through that time, in the coping, in the self. I mean, when you are in that position, you have to become self-aware. You have no choice. You're all you have basically is your thoughts. And I think it's important for us to, you know, do our best to become self-aware while we still are, while we're still mobile, while we still can distract ourselves with other things. But we should not spend every single day, every hour just scrolling our phone, trying to distract ourselves, and grow, evolve. That's the lesson. So I will end this here. If you're watching this in the replay, I hope you got something from it. I I might do more of these. Um, the audience seems to approve. No one's here, but it's okay. I'm here. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Um, Take care.